Hey guys, Pan here, and today we're going to do a little bit different of a video. Today I'm going to do 8 tips to save your life in DayZ. Stick around till the end because there is a little bit of PvP action. These tips will be geared more towards newer players, as most players who've been playing DayZ for a while should already know most of these. So let's hop right into it. This is the first and most important tip that I cannot stress enough, which is trust no one. Most new players in DayZ learn this the hard way. I learned this lesson during the days of the mod. I cannot count how many times I've trusted a player to let my guard down and been backstabbed. This rule does not mean shoot every player and new spawn you see. Interactions in DayZ make your experience so much more enjoyable, but you really have to be cautious meeting new people. I usually don't make friends outside the coast. Once I'm geared, I usually don't trust anybody, and I suggest new players to do the same. Tip number 2 is going to be do not shoot your gun unless you have no other choice. Anyone who watches Walking Dead should know this one. This pertains to zombies and players. Shooting players, if you don't have a clear shot, is just a bad idea. Hitting running targets is pretty difficult on DayZ, especially with the unrealistic movement players can do. Once a player knows he's getting shot at, most of the time they'll begin to serpentine, and at that point it's very difficult to land a shot. So the only thing you're really doing is revealing your position to anyone within earshot. Shooting zombies is also never a good idea unless it's an emergency or you have a suppressor. Try meleeing zombies as much as possible because, as I said before, shooting zombies only reveals your position to nearby players. Tip number 3 is to trap zombies inside buildings instead of fighting them. Doing this allows you to keep your firearm out instead of switching to a melee, and is the most effective way, in my opinion, to get rid of aggro. Make sure to not do this in smaller houses because zombies can get you trapped in a corner pretty easily, especially if there's a lot of them. The best houses to do this in are usually double green, double reds, mustache houses, and most industrial buildings will work. Just make sure you have enough room to get around the zombies and make sure you close the door in time. Tip 4 is to try not to run on roads as much as possible. This one's for obvious reasons. You will be spotted a lot faster while on a road, and you have no cover if you take fire. If you're new to the game and you don't know the map well enough to run through forests, try running parallel to the road in the woods. This will at least give you some cover to hide behind if you do take fire. Tip 5 is to always look out for aggro zombies. If a zombie sees you, it will chase you persistently until you kill it or lose it. This means if you see a zombie running in a different direction than you are, or you see a zombie that's running far away from you, this means that there's someone there. Zombies will never run unless they are chasing someone, or unless you're deep north, they could be being attacked by wolves. Keep this in mind at all times. Tip 6 is to always observe high PvP zones before just running in. Try to find binoculars in tree stands or hunting scopes, which can be found in most residential houses, usually attached to weapons. Most players don't know this, but you can actually use detached scopes as binoculars. Personally, I prefer binoculars because you have a wider view and a little bit better of a magnification. Areas such as Novi, Starry, Vybor, and any military base / airfield should always be checked before going in. I usually suggest overwatching for at least 5 minutes just to be sure there's no one hiding anywhere. Tip 7 is to never wear bright colors. This one is fairly obvious. Brighter colors can be seen from farther away, and if you hide in bushes / trees, you will most likely be spotted fairly easily. I personally never pick up backpacks that aren't brown, black, or green, even if I don't have a backpack. Dry bags, Talon, and mountain bags all come in neon colors, and those colors should never be picked up. The improvised backpack, in my opinion, is one of the best because it's such a low profile, easy to make, and it doesn't really stand out. If you get the black face glitch, you can actually be seen from so much farther away, so it's a good idea to find a bandana to put around your face. My last tip for you is going to be get as many rags as possible when you first spawn. I usually search for a rock and make a stone knife as soon as I spawn. I make at least a full stack of rags because you'll never know how many you will need. I also suggest making a splint and just leaving it in your backpack just in case. You could break your legs in a spot that's nowhere near bushes, so you don't have a stick to get. So just make sure to keep one in your backpack just in case for these situations. So now we're coming up to the PvP part of this video. I tried to hold this guy up, but as soon as I started talking to him, he just hid in the corner, so I couldn't really see what he was doing. I was getting pretty worried that he was going to try to shoot me through the tent, so I decided not to take the risk and to just end it. After shooting him, I realized that I'm pretty sure he was actually surrendering to me. I was a little bit too jumpy to rob this guy, especially because I was at Northwest Airfield, and it's just such a high PvP zone that I didn't really want to take the risk. So that's it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more daily content. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new DayZ PvP video.